We'll start, sir.
Sure.
Yeah, very good evening to one and all. I heartily welcome all the members of API, ICP, CCDSI, and various other organizations and delegates who have joined on this occasion of World Diabetes Day program. I welcome our senior most guest of honor, Dr. P.S. Shankar, Professor Emeritus, RGHS Bangalore, and Distinguished Professor of KBN University. I welcome our today's chief guest, Dr. Jyotirmay Paul, President National API from Kolkata, who will be joining shortly. Everybody is held up in another different meetings. I also welcome our other guest, Dr. Sunil Gupta, diabetologist and President-elect National RSS Day from Nagpur, a great academician and researcher who will also be joining shortly. I also welcome our other guest of honor, Dr. A. Muruganathan, Director PRF, past President API and past Governor ACP India Chapter. Welcome Dr. Kamlesh Tiwari, Dean ICP. Welcome Dr. E.N. Rai, Founder President of CCDSI from Gaya. I welcome our today's dynamic speaker, Dr. Sanjay Kalra, endocrinologist from Karnal, a great researcher, the past president of Endocrine Society of India and editor of the Indian Endocrine Society Journal, an international name recognition globally. I welcome our today's chief moderator, our own faculty, Dr. M.A. Shekhar, diabetologist and former vice chancellor of Adi Chinchaguri University, Mandya, a great name in field of diabetes in the country, loved by one and all. I welcome our today's panelist, Dr. Krishna Sheshadri, senior endocrinologist from Chennai, a great academician and a researcher with innumerable publications, both national and international levels, great teacher for excellence. I also welcome our other panelist, Dr. Neeta Deshpande, senior diabetologist and bariatric physician from Belgavi, a well-known faculty in the country as well. I welcome our own organizing team headed by Dr. B. Mahalingappa, Chairman API Karnataka, and his team, Dr. Ravi Kirti, Vice President-elect National API, Dr. Srinivas Murthy, National API member, and Dr. Suresh Sagrath, past Chairman API Karnataka and Faculty Council member of National API. I welcome all delegates who have joined from all over the country, making a national event which COVID-19 has taught a new normal life. Let us not waste time by reading their CV profile. Let us hear and learn from them. Lastly, I welcome one and all. Now we have a formal virtual inauguration.
कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः.
Now we are virtually honoring all the faculty as well. Now I request Dr. P.S. Shankar sir for your introductory remarks.
Dear colleagues and friends, we have assembled here to celebrate the World Diabetes Day with the theme for 2024-26, Diabetes and Well-Being. And this theme emphasizes that diabetic care should focus on the complete physical and mental well-being of the individuals, not just blood sugar levels. The goal of diabetes and well-being theme is to highlight the challenges people with diabetes face and advocate for the accessible care and support that improves their overall quality of life. It encourages a comprehensive approach looking beyond the physical and pathological, physiological, and the management of the individuals to support their mental and the emotional health of these living with the diabetes. And the campaign focus for this day, diabetes and the workplace. This campaign focus for the day is diabetes and the workplace, with appropriate access to care and support for their well-being. Everyone with diabetes has the chances to live well. The World Diabetes Day is an annual observation that falls on November 14th and is celebrated all across the globe. The day was launched in 1991 by International Diabetes Federation and was to draw attention to the rapid rise of diabetes around the world. World Diabetes Day was adopted by the United Nations in 2007 and has been a day of global observation ever since. And there is an urgent need to pursue the multilateral efforts to promote and improve the human health and provide access to the treatment and the healthcare education. 14th November was chosen to commemorate the birthday of Sir Frederick Banting, who discovered of the insulin along with Charles Bett in 1921, and he received the Nobel Prize at the age of 32 for his discovery. He is the youngest Nobel laureate for medicine. And the theme serves as a beacon light of hope and reminds us that by coming together, by understanding, caring, and acting, we can create a world where diabetes does not dictate our lives. And the day aims to highlight the repercussions of unchecked diabetes on the global health and well-being. The 10th edition of IDF Diabetes Atlas reveals that 537 million adults around the world are living with a non-communicable disease like diabetes. In other words, 1 in 10 adults worldwide have diabetes. Over 90% have type 2 diabetes. Nearly half of them are not yet diagnosed in many instances. Type 2 diabetes and its complications can be delayed or prevented by adopting and maintaining healthy habits and a lifestyle. It is necessary to know that one's risk and what to do play an important role to support prevention, early diagnosis, and timely management. Diabetes remains a pivotal global health challenge, and on this day, world unites to raise awareness and foster changes. World Diabetes Day 2025 provides a platform for everyone from the medical professionals to the general public to learn, share, and act. And the current year's theme for the day not only focuses on the individual's health but also stresses the importance of communities working together to combat this global issue. The theme aims to highlight the repercussions of the unchecked diabetes on global health. By understanding its impact, we can formulate strategies to combat the rise, ensuring a healthier future for all. By understanding, caring, and acting, we can create a world where diabetes does not dictate our lives. In a majority, the diabetes is a major cause of blindness, kidney failure, heart attack, stroke, and lower limb amputation. Healthy diet, physical activity, and avoiding tobacco use can prevent or delay the type 2 diabetes. In addition, diabetes can be treated and its consequences avoided or delayed with medication, regular screening, and treatment for its complications. Every country has been advised to develop national policies for the prevention, treatment, and care of diabetes in line with the sustainable development of their health care system. And 100 years after the discovery of insulin, millions of people with diabetes around the world cannot access the care they need. People with diabetes require ongoing care and support to manage the condition and avoid complications. We are all here assembled to celebrate day and eager to hear the lecture from Dr. Sanjay Kalra, followed by a panel discussion. I have great pleasure to associate with this program. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your kind words. Now I request Dr. A.N. Rai to say a few words.
Thank you, Dr. Sagana brother. On behalf of CCDSI, I welcome all our esteemed colleagues of API, ICP, PRF, and all other delegates. Learned speaker, Dr. Sanjay Kalra. I think we all know World Diabetic Day, and the topic is very apt. The lifestyle. The motto of CCDSI is prevention of lifestyle diseases. And today's topic, I must thanks and congratulate the person who has selected this topic. This is a topic because all lifestyle diseases have mainly two predisposing causes. One is genetic, which is beyond our control, but the lifestyle is the one which we can control. It has been seen that identical twins, one living in the urban area, other in rural area, the one in urban area develops diabetes, other not. So lifestyle is very important, and if we control lifestyle, you can prevent or delay the lifestyle diseases like diabetes and others. And if the person is suffering of diabetes, we can control the complication by controlling the diabetes. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Now I request Dr. Malingappa, Chairman API, to welcome with few words. Kindly unmute. Kindly unmute.
Good evening. Greetings from API Karnataka. Every year we see a lot of happenings in the diabetes, major research and treatment advances. Not a single year is passed. Every year we will see, particularly in diabetes D1, there is a momentum towards the replacing lost beta cells and altering disease progression. Whereas in new therapies and expanded use in T2 diabetes, we will see treatment paradigm for T2 diabetes is shifting from purely glucose control to broader cardiorenal protection and even disease modifying therapy. What is new things in technology, monitoring and lifestyle? We are going to hear about this, about the Seven Sisters from Dr. Sanjay Kalra. But implication of technology, monitoring and self-style integration lifestyle is ecosystem around diabetes care is become more digital, personalized and holistic, not just prescribing drugs, but using technology, lifestyle and analytics. One study I would like to mention here is study from Cleveland Clinic found that artificial intelligence supported precision health and lifestyle coaching program significantly reduced HbA1c. What are the gaps and accesses in global trends? As you know, according to IDF Diabetes Atlas 2025, the global burden of diabetes continues to rise and demands urgent public health needs. Most effective drugs reaching only a fraction of patients. So what are the implications now at this stage in 2025? Advances are happening, definitely, but equity and access remain major barriers. Medicines, technology, care models must scale globally. With these words, I want to hear more about Seven Sisters of Diabetic Treatment and latest from Dr. Sanjay Kalra. I thank Dr. Sangram Birar for taking this initiative from Karnataka and conducting this program. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Now we move on to the scientific session. I request Dr. Shekhar to take over the podium. Since all the faculty have been introduced, over to you, Dr. Shekhar, sir. Kindly unmute.
I am really sorry. It's a great honor to be amidst great people like Shankar Patil and everybody in the forum. And I love this guy, Sanjay Kalra, for, he has a different take on medicine with history, geography, and the day-to-day life things that he has seen. And only he could have come up with such a fantastic idea. And when I saw that, and Dr. Sangram Biradar asked me to be a part of this, I was very happy. And Seven Sisters, it's a heartwarming folklore of northeastern states, 7 states. It seems the folklore goes that there were 7 beautiful sisters who were living very peacefully, but marauding invaders, cut down the peace and all that, and they were all separated. But they asked their brother, the Sikkim part of it, to help them out. And the brother today is the Sikkim part, and seven sisters are the separated diabetic patients throughout the world. Let's hear about our lifestyles and work style from Dr. Sanjay. Sanjay, it's your platform.
Thank you so much, Dr. Shekhar. Thank you, Dr. Sangram sir, for this invitation. And thank you to all the senior persons, Dr. Patel, Dr. Mahalingappa, Dr. A.N. Rai. Thank you, sir, so much for your kind words. For me, it is a great pleasure to be part of the Karnataka family. I was in Hubli recently, and the affection and warmth that I got at Karnataka API, that I remember. That impacted my health also as well. I learned a little bit of Kannada when I was in Hubli. I also learned the difference in dialect between Mysore Kannada and Hubli, North Karnataka Kannada. And towards the end of my talk, I will talk about how that impacted me. But there are many other things that impact us. Like Dr. Shekhar said, the seven sisters from the Northeast, you can look at them as beautiful sisters, as beautiful girls. You might want to look at them as a place where you don't want to go. It is up to us. It is our attitude. So our attitudes, our behaviors, our choices, they are linked to each other. Our choices depend upon our behavior. Our behavior depends upon our attitude. This I learned the hard way. So many of us believe in astrology, and my astrologer always, she would keep on telling me that, your Saturn is in the wrong place. So that I've been hearing for the last 50 years. Recently, few months ago, she told me, now, Dr. Sanjay, now you're in more trouble. You have got Saturn squared. Now, earlier there was only one Saturn in your such and such house. Now you have got two Saturns sitting together. So I said, how long will this last? She said 24, 26, something like that. I said, by that time, I will not be there anymore. She said, well, then you have to live with the Saturn. So Saturn will keep on troubling you. But then I thought of it, why should we look at it that way? Why should the person living with diabetes or the doctors who treat diabetes, why should we always look at diabetes as a troublesome fellow? So I changed my thought process. I changed my words. Now I say Saturn is strengthening me. Saturn is making me shine. Now, the same horoscope, the same me, and suddenly I feel so much better. I have an ally in my Saturn. That Saturn is helping me become strong. It is helping me shine. It is helping me overcome all the obstacles that life places in front of me. Similarly, that is what we have to do in diabetes. So the rest of our talk will be applicable not only to people living with diabetes, but also to us, the people who serve people living with diabetes. We will talk about our lifestyle. We will also talk about our work style. And we will see whether we can use these seven sisters to create success in our personal and professional and also physical life. Now, when we talk of work style, that is important because this year's theme, the idea of World Diabetes Day theme is diabetes at the workplace. This is really, really important. 1/3 of our life and maybe 1/2 of our waking life is spent in the working place. Instead of criticizing the workplace as a cause of diabetes, that we are always overworked, we are overstressed, we can view the workplace as an opportunity to improve our health and the health of people around us. And this is actually done by our colleagues in the field of ergonomics. Ergonomics is a well-established scientific field which understands interactions between humans and other parts of the system. Here, the system is our workplace, our hospital, our clinic. So the way we interact with colleagues in the hospital, the kind of furniture that is put, the kind of air conditioning that we have, the kind of waiting area that we give to our patients, all this is part of the theory and practice of ergonomics. Ergonomics aims to optimize our well-being. Now look at this word in their definition, this phrase, to design optimal human well-being and human performance. This is what we are always trying to do in medicine. We are trying to optimize the human body's performance, whether we are surgeons or physicians. We are trying to optimize our well-being. So that means that medicine and ergonomics go hand in hand. Is this true? The answer is yes. We tried to explore this. Now suddenly look at it from a physician's point of view. Ergonomics, what kind of a chair am I sitting on? What kind of a table do I have? What kind of pen do I use? My stethoscope, does it hurt my ears or not? All this is ergonomics. If I want to take a venous blood sample, if I want to do an ascitic tab, or if I want to do a liver biopsy, at what level am I doing it? My eyes, my back, are they comfortable when I'm doing that procedure? So many things suddenly coming to mind about ergonomics. We focused on ergonomic endocrinology. Here, let us use the word ergonomic diabetology and let us see what this means. Ergonomic diabetology or ergonomic medicine is the bidirectional, it goes both ways, and multifaceted. Multiple aspects are there. Relationship between our health and disease on one hand, and design and engineering on the other. Ergonomic endocrinology or ergonomic medicine studies the connection between ergonomic design and health. It also utilizes this connection in order to optimize our health and productivity. Again, exactly what we want in medicine. We want to optimize our health and productivity. If we spend 1 hour in the Karnataka API webinar today, that 1 hour will be well spent. It will be a good investment for us if we are able to improve our productivity over the next coming years and decades. So now let us look at the steps of this before we go to our 7 sisters. Physical, cognitive, and organizational. Physical ergonomics. How long do we sit at work? If you keep on sitting for more than 20 minutes, that is equivalent to smoking 1 cigarette. If you keep on sitting for more than 20 minutes or 60 minutes, that is equivalent to you are welcoming obesity or diabetes into your own life. Exposure to heat, exposure to extreme cold, and exposure to various toxins and poisons and chemicals, all these can lead to a lot of dysfunction. This is the physical part. What about the cognitive part? If you keep on working hard without food, without water, without exposure to fresh air, then you can get dehydration, dyslipidemia, hypoglycemia. Many of us doctors, especially the younger ones, we are forced to follow inappropriate dietary patterns, which can precipitate hypo and neurocognitive dysfunction. Our younger colleagues will say, this is what old men are speaking, old women. For me, there is nothing that happens. But this anthropologist in South America, he found something, a phenomenon, and he called it the hypoglycemia anger hypothesis. This hypoglycemia anger hypothesis is very apt, very important, very relevant for all of us. This anthropologist, he went to Bolivia and he was studying the various primitive Indian tribes there. They found that all the tribes were very happy. They were very approachable to the outsiders. But one particular tribe, they were always angry. They were always in a violent mood. They did various tests, multiple tests, and they did sugars also at that time. What they found out was that angry Indian tribe had hypoglycemia. Their glucose levels were relatively lower than those of the tribes near them. So they had a physiological kind of a hypoglycemia. This anthropologist postulated that hypoglycemia leads to anger. The anthropology community laughed at him, but in medicine we do not laugh. At 9 a.m., 10 a.m., when we are at our best, we can handle any kind of difficult patient without any irritation, without any irritability. The same patient coming to us at 1:30, 2:30 p.m., we are ready to get into an angry mood. The patient is also angry with us. You made me wait so long. The patient will not bother that we have been working for the past 5-6 hours non-stop. So this is that hypoglycemia anger. So in the diabetes OPD, whenever you see somebody getting angry for an unexplained reason, in an unexplained manner, the first diagnosis will be hypoglycemia. The second might be hyponatremia. It can be dehydration. But this is actually cognitive ergonomics. What it tells us is that we should also have a 3+3 meal pattern. So take snacks regularly if you're at work, especially if you're in a caring or compassionate or cognitive job, the way all of us are. We have to care, we have to show compassion, we have to use cognitive function. Especially for our senior members like Dr. Patil sir, Dr. Mahalingappa sir, whenever you have to sign a very difficult file, a big file, whenever you have to read something and you feel there is scope for, there is scope for confusion, there is scope for fighting or bias, do not do it on an empty stomach. You take a cup of tea, take a biscuit, have an apple, and then you read that file. And this will actually help all of us. This is ergonomics, cognitive. So apart from physical and cognitive ergonomics, we have social and organizational endocrine ergonomics as well. In the hospital, do you have a team or not? Is that team working properly or not as a team, or are they fighting each other? So as a healthcare professional, when we handle chronic disease, usually it is very difficult to handle alone. Even if you do not have a qualified dietitian or qualified diabetes nurse, train your assistants, train your receptionist, let them work like multi-purpose health workers, multi-purpose diabetes educators, and you will find the difference in your own well-being. Now, having spoken about ergonomics and having realized that we need to connect with specialties, with disciplines outside of medicine, there is so much we can learn from ergonomics. There is so much we can teach to ergonomics. Now let us come to our 7 sisters. These 7 sisters are very beautiful, very friendly, very sensible sisters. They will help us, our family, and our patients live a happier and healthier life. They will improve our productivity. They will make sure that we live a very pleasant life. So these 7 sisters are sensible sustenance or diet. Then SPADES, we will expound upon the acronym shortly. The third one is screen time. The fourth is stress management. The fifth, a very shy one, is sleep hygiene. And from shyness, we move to the 6th one, social connectedness. And we conclude with spirituality. So let's look at these 7 sisters one by one. But before that, any comments from the house, from our senior members? Dr. Shekhar sir, would you like to take a few minutes for discussion? Or Dr. Mahalingappa sir, or anybody else, any comments, sir, about ergonomics and how your journey has evolved? How was the status 2, 3, 4 decades ago, and how things are better for us now, or maybe worse?
Yeah, that's great. Really, you have set up the, mahal, as you say in Hindi. I am reminded of the new paradigm in best clinical outcomes called as narrative, luxury, and quantitative medicine. You touched upon narrative, where you're supposed to teach back with the patient. You touched upon luxury medicine, where you need to keep the patient comfortable physically and psychologically. And the quantitative medicine is where you personalize, and that's where you're coming in. It was great, Sanjay. I open it to the senior people to put their feedbacks. Can we move ahead?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
I have always been in awe of Kannada physicians, because my friends and colleagues, they tell me that patient will come to you and patient will say that I have got sustu. Now it is up to the doctor to figure out whether that susti or sustu is because of anemia, is it because of malaria or typhoid, or is it because of diabetes? It can be because of neuropathy, it can be because of nephropathy. If you ask the patient 5 questions on history, patient will respond, especially from northern Karnataka, and patient will say, "Arey sir, I am paying you 500 rupees and I have to answer the questions. What is the point then? I might as well pay myself." So as a doctor, it is your headache to figure out what is wrong with me. So when we approach a patient with weakness, with asthenia, these 7 sisters help us a lot. What we will do now, it is a theranostic approach. It is therapeutic. We will be talking about therapy, but it is also diagnostic. As you speak with your patient, you will be able to diagnose where the patient is going wrong in their lifestyle management. And not only is it therapeutic and diagnostic, it is also preventive and promotive, because we are preventing ill health and we are promoting better health. So let us come to sensible sustenance. Now, in my hospital, sometimes we have qualified dietitians, sometimes we don't. They come and go. So in 2 minutes, if you are busy, you have to see something like 100 patients a day. How do you tell diet in 2 minutes alone? So this 2-minute diet, weight divided by 10. So what is your weight? Let us say 80 kg. Okay, let's divide by 10. How much is that? 8. Okay, so you should take something like 8 chapatis or 8 dosas or maybe 16 idlis per day. I know this is too much, but that is just a way to begin the diet. If you are taking 8 dosas per day or 8 chapatis per day, then you should take 8 katoris per day also. What will those katoris be? They can be vegetable or sambar, salad and fruit, curd, paneer or egg, or dal or non-veg. And these have to be divided into 5 equal parts. So let us start all over again. If weight is 75 kg, divided by 10, 7.5. So maybe 7 dosas of 80 calories each, 90 calories each. Maybe 14 idlis of roughly 40 calories each. The 7.5 katoris now will be divided into 1.5 katoris of sambar, 1.5 plates of salad, 1.5 fruits, and 1.5 katoris of curd, paneer or egg. Also 1.5 katoris of dal or non-veg. If the patient wants to reduce weight, you reduce by 10%. If the patient wants to increase weight, you increase by 10%. If the patient wants to is in lactation or is antenatal, again you increase by 10%. For adolescents, increase by 20%. So this is a very simple way of teaching. If you have more time, then instead of the 2-minute diet, and this is just a basic to begin working in 2 minutes. If you have more time, then you go into more detail, and then we can use a 3x3x3 diet pattern. So the Western guidelines, they will tell you half, quarter, quarter. But in our OPD, we found that this is much easier to use. So, and it sounds very alliterative in Hindi. So let me speak in English and Hindi both. And we will request Dr. Sangram or Dr. Shekhar sir to translate into Kannada. It might sound even more beautiful. So 1/3 cereals, millets and starchy vegetables. In Hindi, 1/3 aloo, arbi, anaj. That is potato, cocoyam and cereals. Aloo, arbi, anaj. 1/3 will be colored fruits, colored vegetables, colored salads. So in Hindi, rangdar sabji, rangdar salad, rangdar fruit. So the person gets an idea. You also talk about the flag of India and you ask the child accompanying your parent. So young man, how many colors are there in the flag of India? Usually they answer 3. Then you say, oh, think again. Then they answer 4. So you say, if you're a patriotic Indian boy or girl, you must have at least 4 colors in your plate and 4 colors in your grandma's plate also. So that way they get to eat more colors and more colored vegetables, fruits and salads. The next 1/3 is 1/3 of the plate should be 1/3 of milk products, lentils or non-veg. In Hindi, 1/3 दूध और दही, that is milk and curd, 1/3 dal या dal, that is dal and lentils, and deh means flesh in Hindi, so which means non-vegetarian food. So let us repeat again and see how it sounds in Kannada. Dr. Sangram sir, Dr. Shekhar sir, if you could help out. 1/3 aloo arbi anaj, 1/3 rangdar sabji salad fruit, 1/3 दूध, deh or dal.
Wow, this is a new concept for me also.
Yeah, everybody can understand English and Hindi, sir. No problem.
Yeah.
Everybody is comfortable.
Sir, can we speak in Kannada? I think we should be able to finish within 60 seconds, which means that even in the most hard-pressed of OPDs, this much we can tell all our patients. It will take, and we can count also. Dr. Shekhar is very good at counting. So if Dr. Sangram sir, you can start, we want to count how many seconds it is taking.
Right. ನನ್ನ ಮುಂದೆ ನನ್ನ ಪೇಷಂಟ್ ಕೂತಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಗಂಡ್ಸಾಗ್ಲಿ ಹೆಂಗ್ಸಾಗ್ಲಿ, ನಾನು ಹೇಳೋದು, ನೀನು ಪ್ಲೇಟ್ ತಗೋತಿಯಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ಊಟಕ್ಕೆ, ಅದನ್ನ 3 ಭಾಗ ಮಾಡು. 1 ಭಾಗ ಇನ್ನು ಅಕ್ಕಿ, ಗೋಧಿ, ರಾಗಿ, ಜೋಳ, ಅದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಆಲೂಗೆಡ್ಡೆ ಆ ಥರದ್ದನ್ನ ಇಟ್ಕೋ. 2ನೇ ಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲರ್ಫುಲ್, ನಮ್ಮ ರೈನ್ಬೋ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಕಲರ್ ಇರೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಬಣ್ಣಗಳಿರುವ ವೆಜಿಟೇಬಲ್ಸ್, ಸಬ್ಜಿಗಳನ್ನ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಹಣ್ಣುಗಳನ್ನ ಇಟ್ಕೋ. ಇನ್ನು 1 ಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮೊಸರು, ಮಜ್ಜಿಗೆ, ಮೊಟ್ಟೆ, ಮಾಂಸ ತಿನ್ನೋರಾದ್ರೆ ಮಾಂಸ ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿ ಒಂದು 3 ಪೋರ್ಷನ್ ಅನ್ನ ದಿನಕ್ಕೆ 3 ಸಲ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋ. ಇದು ಚಿಕ್ಕವರಾಗ್ಲಿ ದೊಡ್ಡವರಾಗ್ಲಿ ಮಧ್ಯದವರಾಗ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಇದು ಸರಿ ಅಂತ ನನಗನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ.
Dr. Neeta Deshpande is also there, sir. She can also translate.
Yeah.
North
Sir, you have
Karnataka,
taken
Kannada.
55 seconds. In northern Kannada, yes.
Yeah.
55 seconds you have taken, sir.
And, yeah.
Shall I continue, sir?
Yeah,
Or
continue.
we wait for madam? Yeah. So this 3 by 3, see how easy it is. We have just 1 minute. Still, we can explain to the patient. 3 is also important. We can tell patient to take 3 major and 3 minor meals. You can also use 3 inches for the diameter or radius of the bread that you want to give. 3 finger breads you can use for the size of the vegetable. And you can tell the patient to take 3 teaspoons only of cooking oil or ghee or butter per day. That will be total something like 15 grams. You can also say 300 ml per head. So this power of 3 is very important. 3 is important also for salt, because our Indian cuisine has got a lot of salt. And then we should tell our patient to ration their salt as well. That will help improve blood pressure and vascular health. Other ways are using mudra. So if somebody is, let us say, a classic dancer, then you tell them to do the dietary dance. So this much of protein, this much of vegetable, less of carbohydrate, and minimum of oil. When you're talking of diet, also be aware of what is available in the market, what is available, what is affordable. Supposing apples are 200 rupees a kg and banana is only 4 rupees per banana, then what is the harm in telling patient to take half a banana? Many times I tell my patient, madam, you can take 12 bananas if you want in a day. Even I know she will not eat. But the caveat is take only half banana at one time, give half to your child or your grandchild. And after 3 hours again, you can take half a banana. So she is also not going to take 24 times half of banana. So that is the way to speak. Many times I will say, madam, you can take as much milk as you want. If you want, you take 2 liters. I also know she will not take. But that feeling the patient is getting that I am free. That is a democratic kind of diabetes care. So whatever food you advise, you should be aware of what is available and what is affordable, what is the cost of onions and mangoes and tomatoes in your market at that time. It should be appropriate as well. Be aware of social, cultural, religious taboos and respect them in the patient. If even that much you don't have, then always remember in 10 seconds, you can give one positive and one negative message. Instead of saying dietary restriction, do not take this, do not do that, do not do that. Now look at this tone. Do not take milk, do not take curd, do not take ghee, do not take sweets, do not take jaggery. Patient will say nothing left to do. Now look at this tone. You can take as much milk or lassi or raita as you want, as much vegetable as you want, but do reduce your ghee, butter and cream. So begin with a positive. Do reduce your ghee, butter and cream. Remember, we allowed you to take as much milk and curd as you want. Do take it in moderation, please. So begin with a positive, give the negative restriction, then again end with a positive. If you are telling your patient not to take potato and cocoyam, not to take potato and sweet potato, then what will the patient take? So you say you can take as much brinjal as you want. You can take as much green vegetable as you want. So one positive and one negative, always quote the negative or cloak the negative with a positive. This is a sensible way of advising diet and we all should follow it. At the workplace, 3+3 meal pattern. Do not forget to take a snack every 2.5 to 3 hours. And from personal experience, I will speak, as you become more and more mature with life, you need it more and more often because otherwise the cognitive function goes down. Let us move to the next part, which is exercise. Now, what are the aims of exercise? Of course, the aim of exercise is weight management and glucose control. But apart from that, we need stability, strength and stamina. We need suppleness or flexibility, and we need to look smart. Being handsome is different, being smart is different. If you exercise regularly, you actually give that feeling of smartness. Those pheromones of smartness, they actually reach the people in front of you. I am reminded here, though it is not about exercise, I am reminded of a very old Sanskrit story called Madhav and Kam. We are all aware of Tansen. So the history goes that Tansen was asked to demonstrate his power, the power of his music. So he started singing a song Rag Bhairavi, and with that he was able to create so much heat. He generated so much heat that all the lamps of the palace, they lit up. But he himself became so hot that his daughter and his daughter's friend, they were already prepared. They sang the opposite song, Rag Malhar, and they created rain so that he could cool down and his life was saved. When people say this about our history, others laugh. But the same people will say that yes, an Italian singer, an opera singer, she can take her voice to such a pitch that the glasses can crack. If with her voice the glasses can crack, then why with our raga the lights cannot go up? The point here is that exercise and music go together. So if you are not able to find a reason for the person to exercise, you add it to music. It can be modern music. It can be bhakti music as well. Coming to that story about Madhav and Kama, this is actually a very scientific story. It is an endocrine story. And forgive me if you feel that I'm being rude, but Madhav was a very handsome boy. So he went to the king. The king kept him in his palace. The queen took a liking to this Madhav boy. So she proposed to him. Madhav responded saying that, Queen, you are like my mother. The king is like my father. So how can I offer you what you are asking for? The queen got very upset, so she complained to her husband. She said, this Madhav is so handsome. Because he is so handsome, he is creating nuisance in the harem, in the palace. All the girls, all the women of the palace are neglecting their royal duties. So you have to kick him out. The king wanted to check it. So the king called Madhav and he said, why don't you sing all the rags that you know? So he sang 6 ragas. What the king did, he put sesame seeds on the floor, and all the queens and all the ladies were sitting on the floor. The sesame seeds were below them. By the time Madhav had sung his songs, the sesame seeds had stuck to the skirts of all the women. That is the power of raga. That is the power of music. He was able to induce orgasm in them just by singing. With exercise also, you can get something like an orgasm, and this is called runner's high. So the endorphins that come out from exercise are irreplaceable. The runner's high is something that we all can achieve. We all have something called healer's high. Healer high, whenever we treat a difficult patient, whenever our patient becomes okay, we get that feeling like orgasm, like endorphins. If someone has never exercised, we should begin now, but begin slowly and steadily. First of all, practice flexibility. So you might want to stretch your hands, stretch your arms, then balance, stand on one foot. Then start with aerobics, low impact aerobics. In low impact aerobics, at least one foot will be on the ground at all time. High impact aerobics, both feet may be off the ground, and then resistance. Resistance exercise, all the old editions of Williams that we have, they are best placed to help us in practicing resistance. So each volume of Williams now, of Harrison, is around 4 kg. So you just pick them up and 10 times, 20 times you have to put them up and down. That is guaranteed to help you build good muscle and to prevent sarcopenia. The exercise is a must. Any activity is better than no activity. At work, we know that we cannot give 30 minutes at one time, but even if you take an exercise snack, even for 1 or 2 minutes you exercise, that is also helpful. So any kind of exercise that we can do in the gym, whether it is flexibility or balancing or aerobics or resistance with our textbook of Harrison, all are welcome, all will help. Go slow, but go steady. Do not stop. And various types of exercise. Someone might be a classic dancer, so you encourage them to experiment with classic dance. Another one might be a gym goer, so you tell them to go to the gym more frequently. Many times in our culture, in many places, if we tell our patient, why don't you go to the gym? She says, no, sir, I cannot go. There are so many dogs on the street, or there are so many young rowdy boys on the street. I cannot go. So then you advise them to go to the temple, or to the mosque, or to the church. Encourage patients to do the namaz. That is also like a physical activity. Patient says, I cannot perform namaz. You say, let us begin now, 1 time a day, 2 times a day. In February, Madam, Ramzan will come. By that time, I promise you, we will have made you fit for the Taraweeh. We will give you good calcium, vitamin D. We will give you good protein. You must take your glucose lowering medication and you must exercise regularly. My favorite is Kabaddi, and these days in the Pro Kabaddi League, the Bangalore team is doing very well. So 3 cheers for them. And these are different ways, indigenous martial arts, indigenous dances, the tribal dances of Karnataka. All these are methods that we can use to enhance physical activity. In the OPD, for us, exercise snacks. For the younger residents who are always running around in the hospital, as it is, they make 20,000 steps in a day. But even those 20,000 steps, they can improve the quality. Stepping up and down, climbing stairs, walking backwards, simple things they can do to break their monotony. So we have talked of 2 sisters so far, sensible food and spades. But we forgot to give the full form of spades. So I apologize for that. That is structured physical activity, dance, exercise, and sports. So structured physical activity we can do as snacks, exercise snacks, dance, exercise, and sports, whatever we are able to do. The third sister is screen time, which we have to minimize. Professional screen time, okay, we cannot avoid it, but the screen time that we have for recreation, that we should try to minimize. Even if you do it, try to do it in small bits and pieces. And for younger people, we should avoid screen time at all costs. You should tell your patients that this is like the new opium. So you don't want your child to get addicted to opium, do you? And similarly, you don't want to get them addicted to the screen. The fourth sister is stress management. And this is the toughest part actually about all the sisters. If you can be friends with this sister, then your health is assured. But any comments from Dr. Shekhar sir, anyone else in the house, sir? Any good practice, any best practice from your experience?
Regarding exercise?
Yes, sir. Diet and exercise. Diet, you were able to do in 55 seconds, sir. Exercise and screen time. Anything that you share with your patients or anything that you do yourself, sir?
When it comes to screen time, I have utterly failed. It's very difficult to convince these people in the present day situation, especially the women folk, the ladies of the house of family. They are so busy from morning till evening, and come 6 p.m., they all get themselves glued to the TV. It's difficult. Yeah. As far as exercise is concerned, I have a small thing that I have done with these folks. I tell them, if you don't get time to walk, when you see TV, don't sit. Move away 8 or 10 feet from the TV, put on the TV, walk, spot walk like in NCC, march, and please swing your arms. 1 serial, 30 minutes, 2 serial, 1 hour, your exercise is done. But you mentioned about exercise snack. This is really fantastic for busy people who have to work for their livelihood, who have to work for helping patients. That exercise snack is like food snacks.
Yes.
You do 5-10 minutes, which you know, very funny. There is a concept now called as fart walking. Now that you ask them to Fibromax their food, load it with fibers, it will make them gassy. So with each major meal, after 5-10 minutes of major meal, let them walk and fart. 10-15 minutes, and they have done 45. Like this, the best teacher is your patient who has to live with himself or herself for 24 hours a day. Right. They spend 20 minutes with us, but they spend 24 hours with themselves. They know better what they can do. This is what I have done. But screen time, Sanjay, you let me know how I can help them out.
Dr. Biradar, sir.
Yeah, Dr. Neeta, I want to tell something.
Yeah, so Sanjay, 2 things we could tell our patients as far as exercise is concerned. One is that try to get in something every day, because they fall into a pattern and try to do the same thing every day. And if that time is lost because they were busy or something, then that day is gone. So instead of that, any kind of exercise, so that don't do the same thing every day, because then they feel that if that time is gone, they can't do it. So just get in something every day. Second thing I tell them is whenever you're talking on the phone, walk. Don't sit in one place and take calls. Because there are some ladies, especially if they're at home and they have long calls. Ladies generally have long calls actually. We talk a lot. So, sometimes 20 minutes call, 30 minutes call. So walk and take your call. So these are two of the things I feel that can go a long way.
So it's the ladies who talk.
Yes, I agree.
From Buddhism also, I learned one concept that meditation doesn't have to be done sitting down. You
Yeah.
can do meditation while lying down, while sitting, and also while walking. So you can meditate while walking. And even mindful walking, the fact that you are looking at the plants around you, the flowers, the animals around you, that is also a form of meditation.
You can even do walking yoga today.
Yes. So we'll move on to stress management with everyone's permission. Now, stress is something that is ubiquitous. It is part and parcel of life. Some people say that stress should be managed only by the psychologist or by the psychiatrist, but that is not necessarily true. The vast majority of people, patients who come to us, they can manage with first aid. What does first aid mean? First aid in medicine means the first and immediate assistance that we give to someone with illness or injury. The care that we are providing in first aid is meant to preserve life, to prevent the condition from worsening, and to promote recovery until the proper services are availed of. Similarly, we have concept of psychological first aid. In medical care, in diabetes care, what is psychological first aid? When the patient comes to us, you greet the patient. You ask the patient how she is, how he is. Apart from the biomedical asking, you also do a psyche typing, PSYCHE. Look at the emotions of the patient, and accordingly, you offer empathic support, counseling, and education. We support the patient so that he or she can improve their coping skills, cope with diabetes or the complications of diabetes, optimize their own care, and optimize their well-being. So this is psychological first aid. All of us offer psychological first aid. All of us do a very good job. All of us are also guilty. We make mistakes. I will be the first one to admit that I make mistakes. But every time I make a mistake, I try to do an analysis, like a psychological kind of a postmortem. Where did I go wrong? How could I have been more patient with the patient? How could I have understood the patient better? We keep on becoming better and better. So when we are offering this psychological assistance to our patients in the OPD or in the ward, we are trying to preserve life, prevent worsening, and promote recovery. We can use religion, we can use pragmatic sense, we can just do cognitive reframing. So in cognitive reframing, let me talk about baro-linguistic programming. Now, I spoke about this at the very beginning, about my Saturn troubling me and my Saturn making me strong. If I change my words, automatically my thoughts will change and my action will change. Now, when I tell the patient, see, your reports are so bad, your HbA1c is 7.9, I think this is the beginning of the end. Patient will actually end her life. But if I say, madam, all the reports are fine, patient says, what do you think is fine? My creatinine is 9.3, my urea is 150, and you are saying the reports are fine. I'll say, yes, madam, look at the potassium, it's only 4.8. Immediate life-threatening is potassium only, no? So what should we worry about? Your potassium is okay. I am so happy to see that it is normal. So you find something that is good. If the hemoglobin is 10.5, madam, this is perfect hemoglobin. Neither too much nor too little. You know, in chronic kidney disease, if you have too much of hemoglobin, even then the outcome, the cardiovascular mortality is worsened. So these are simple ways of improving stress management for yourself. Other ways of improving stress management are simple things. You give work to the patient to do. So temple therapy, go to the temple every day, come back. This I learned from my friend, Dr. Navneet Agarwal. He is a physician in Madhya Pradesh. Another thing would be, let us say patient says, I am under stress, I always fight. So you say, take a deep breath, count up till 10 in any language that you do not know, and only then you reply. And always the tone should be, I am here to help, let us work together. To offer psychological first aid, first of all, you have to have a diagnosis. So the diagnosis is done by assessing coping skills. You assess the coping skills of the patient, eliminate the negative ones, then you introduce and internalize positive methods of coping, observe and upgrade on an ongoing basis. Let us look at our own coping skills now. First, let us look at the negative and positive coping skills from this 4 to 4 model, and then we will move on with other aspects. Now, let us say something wrong happened at work. In general, we tend to blame. Either I will blame myself. I did not brush my teeth today. I did not polish my shoes today. That is why my HOD got angry at me. Or you will blame other people. My colleague who is jealous of me, he cast some spell on me. That is why the HOD scolded me. Similarly, in diabetes, either it is my fault, I must have incurred some sins in my previous life, or maybe it is somebody else's fault. My brother-in-law put some poison in my food. That is why I got diabetes. I was fine until I went to my in-laws' home. Only after that problems happened. These are negative coping skills. Another negative coping skill would be bad thoughts and pervasive thoughts. So bad thoughts will be extreme. I have got diabetes. I will not survive anymore. Now life is about to come to an end. Pervasive thoughts, 24 hours a day, I'm thinking of diabetes and nothing else. If you identify such things, blaming and bad thoughts, 2 Bs, then we have to say that, yes, I've understood I'm doing this the wrong way. Let me move towards acceptance. So I accept that I have to live with my HOD. I accept that I have to live with my wife. In fact, the Panditji has said, for the next 7 janams, for the next 7 lives, you will marry the same person only. So you accept that. And then you move towards equipoise. Okay, whatever will happen, will happen. Que sera sera. Let's move on. So from 4 Bs, self-blame, other blame, bad thoughts, and extremely pervasive bad thoughts, you move to acceptance and equipoise. And then we come to 4 positives. So there must be a positive spin-off. Saturn is strengthening me. Diabetes is strengthening me. Pleasant thoughts. I am fine now. I am asymptomatic. At least I am not admitted. At least my potassium is normal, even if my creatinine is 9.5. Plan for the future. Okay, this is where I am, but where do I move forward? So I need more information, more knowledge. Yes, my doctor will help me in such and such things. Maybe I need a specialist nephrologist or maybe a retina specialist. So let me ask Dr. Sangram sir, who is the best retina specialist in Bidar? And then we move ahead. I cannot afford the private sector. Maybe there is some scheme in the government. So Dr. Shekhar sir, where do I go in Bangalore? Which hospital will help me? Or in Mysore, which hospital will help me with free treatment for laser or for dialysis? Maybe it is not available in Karnataka. I have heard that in Hyderabad, in Telangana, they have free services. Sir, how do I avail of them? So you plan for the future and then put into practice. All these things that we are doing, we put into practice. So one moment at a time, one movement at a time, and one morsel or one meal at a time, we move towards better health. Stress management is the most difficult out of all these 7 sisters to be friends with. But another sister who is a twin sister of stress management is sleep hygiene. So if you can sleep properly, in general, your stress will come down. And if you are able to control your stress, you will be able to sleep properly. So if we can focus on our words and also upon sleep hygiene, early to bed, early to rise, you avoid taking caffeine and alcohol late night, avoid screen time also late night, avoid bright light. All these will help you improve sleep. Patients may not want to take lemborexant or zolpidem or the other drugs. You can always try melatonin in them for a short period of time, and it is helpful. If patient says that they're not able to sleep properly, one of the things a good physician does is to do a review of the concomitant medication. So metoprolol, atenolol, they can cause insomnia and nightmares. Clonidine can cause sleepiness, also prazosin. Tamsulosin, which we use so frequently, can cause daytime drowsiness. And the diuretics, many a times our patient takes diuretics at the wrong time. the diuretics, SGLT2 inhibitors, they can increase urination at night as well, and they also might cause nocturnal cramps. Even low iron can cause restless leg syndrome. The drugs like valsartan, losartan, they can cause cough, and this cough may increase at night. Similarly, other drugs can also cause fatigue and disturbed sleep. These will include atorvastatin and simvastatin. Obstructive sleep apnea, of course, is something that we must always rule out, and the stop bang questionnaire is something that we should use in all. You just ask the size of the shirt. If the gentleman is wearing 42 or more than 42 size shirt, that means as it is, he is at high risk of obstructive sleep apnea. He is male and he has crossed 42 inches of circumference. Another sister connected with these is social connectedness. And the best thing about Karnataka API is that everyone is connected to each other. So when I went to Hubli, I saw that people from across the states, so far away, they were also coming. You build social connections. You connect with each other. That helps you improve as a human being, as a professional. And it also helps your own health. That is a selfish motive. How do social connections help us improve health? So we are all aware about the biopsychosocial model of health. Social connections work in all different ways. When you connect with each other, happy hormones are released. That is the biology. And these happy hormones cause vasodilatation of the cerebral vasculature. They reduce inflammation. They reduce the unhealthy gene expression. Epigenetics is improved. And this way, you have better health. With social connections, you also get a meaning and purpose in life. You improve in resilience, in robustness, in hopefulness. So psychologically, you improve. And socially, when you are with each other, if you connect with the right people, then you get the right social behaviors. So this is the best thing about social connections. And turbans off to Karnataka API for fostering this over the last so many decades. With better social connections, it is proven that you have greater chance of a long life, better self-esteem and empathy, lower anxiety and depression, lower risk of diabetes, and also lower risk of dementia and Parkinson's disease. So when you stay connected with each other, you improve your own health as well. We have senior members like Dr. Patil sir with us, and they are all, policy makers for the entire country. If we can add social connection to our undergraduate and postgraduate curriculum, and if we can create meaningful research around this, then we will be able to improve the entire country's health. So we should be able to build a culture of connection, cultivating values of connecting with each other, of kindness, respect, and commitment. This brings us to the last and the seventh sister. We spoke first about sensible diet. Then we talked about structured physical activity, dance, exercise, and sports. We focused on limiting screen time. We then talked about stress management and sleep hygiene. And we have highlighted social connectedness. In UK, now they have begun writing social prescription as part of NHS. Social prescription means we prescribe that you should go to the temple or church or gurdwara or mosque. We prescribe that a social worker should come and talk to you if you're living alone. Maybe you should develop a hobby and work with other people in the old age home or in your locality. The social prescription has become a part of medical prescription now. The last one, and I have kept this specially for the last, is spirituality, because I wish to learn from all the senior members. So often I said I went to Hubli. I went to Hubli and there we were practicing Kannada. And what they said to me in Kannada, that Dr. Neeta Deshpande madam will tell. But I spared time to go to the Siddharudha Math temple. And there, that spirituality that occurred, that actually had an impact. And I have been able to improve my health in the last few months. I would like to thank Dr. Biradar sir and also the entire Hubli team for inviting me, because that was a major moment in my personal health. After that, I have become better spiritually. I have become better physically, and I have also lost 12% of my body weight. So thank you, Dr. Sangram, for that invitation. And thanks to the entire Hubli team. What they spoke to me in Kannada, that Dr. Neeta Deshpande madam will tell. This spirituality is important spirituality is different from religiosity. There is an overlap, of course, but even if someone is an atheist, someone says I'm secular, still spirituality is important. Allow me to conclude with this maneuver, the glossopalatal maneuver. This comes from book 6 of the Maitri Upanishad, and what they say is that you take the tip of your tongue and press it on the proximal part of your palate. So let us all try that. Suddenly we all fall silent. Maitri Upanishad says that if you practice the glossopalatal maneuver, you will attain Brahman. It is a form of meditation. It is a form of stress management, a form of anger management. In the OPD, whenever you feel the urge to fight or argue with somebody, just practice glossopalatal maneuver for 10 seconds. Remember the person who wrote the Maitri Upanishad, what message they have sent for us. Someone is fighting diabetes or obesity, you teach them about this. It will reduce the hedonistic hunger. If there is homeostatic hunger, it will remain after 10 seconds, 20 seconds. But if it is hedonistic hunger, it will go away. So, Maitri Upanishad, let us all practice the glossopalatal maneuver. But the most important part of the glossopalatal maneuver is when, for example, you get tired of a particular speaker, you remind him, young man, speaker, you have a muscle in your body, the genioglossus. You have a nerve which innervates it, the hypoglossal nerve. Why don't you practice the glossopalatal maneuver for us? Thank you, everybody.
Fantastic, Kalra. That was very good. Now, let me share the stress management part of it as I have practiced. We learned in undergraduate days about stress, right? There are two components to stress. Unfortunately, we only look at the only one component, that is distress. There is the other component called eustress. So I initiate stress management with common languages to my patients. Do you love your wife? Oh, sir, yes. Do you love your children? Oh, definitely. Do you like your neighbors? Yes, sir. Is it stress? They say, no, sir. Then I tell them this is also stress, but it's good stress. When you stress yourself in a good manner, your distress will come down. This is one thing I've been practicing. The second one, you have been telling about Shani or Saturn. Let me tell you, Shani Deva is the leader of Makara Rashi. Those who are born under the zodiacal sign of Makara, their Adhipati is Shani Deva, who protects them. I'm one of them. I'm a Makarashi fellow with Shravana Nakshatra, so I don't have problems with Shani Deva.
You are strengthened.
Yeah,
and it helps you shine.
True. He's given me his color also. That's fantastic, sir. Really. I will open for discussion from erudite people in this community today. And let me again reiterate, every time I listen to this guy, I feel how I could talk to him every other day. But unfortunately, with the mores of stressful life, we meet in such fora, and I should thank Sangram Biradar and Dr. Patil for this opportunity. And one request from my side. Can I have your slides?
Certainly, sir. I will share.
Thank you. I'll open it for discussions.
Yeah. Dr. Vidul Gupta, any comment you want to have?
Yeah, it is always a pleasure to listen to Dr. Kalra, in fact. Every time you listen to him, you are motivated and inspired to educate people very politely and in a positive way. That is why I think I have listened to him for last 4 or 5 years. I am practicing what he is telling me, that give positives. कि आप सब कुछ खा सकते हो, आलू कचालू अरबी नहीं खाना, आप सब फल खा सकते हो, ये फल नहीं खाने. So it is always great. And this is what I think India needs for inculcating the modality for prevention and management of diabetes and, in fact, all non-communicable diseases. I must congratulate you for keeping this topic and, most importantly, keeping Dr. Kalra as speaker, because only he can justify such topics. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Dr. Shekhar sir, since Krishna Shishadri and Neeta are also traveling, everybody is held up with too many programs back to back. So,
Okay.
any comments from your side, and so that we can conclude the
See,
sessions.
when you asked me to be a part of this, activity, I started searching my knowledge base, and then I came up with the mnemonic empower. I thought he would tell about how to eat, how to exercise, etc. But this guy has brought a different concept, a paradigm shift in Seven Sisters, and I will remember it for a long time. And the take home message I have got from Dr. Kalra, my great friend and a brother in arms, is stop criticizing, start complimenting your patients. You can do a better job.
Dr. Malingappa sir, unmute.
Thank you, sir. Wonderful lecture. And one thing I want to share regarding the patients when you newly diagnosed diabetes, they will be very much apprehensive. I will tell them one thing, whether it's right or wrong. I'll say usually they will be being with their wife. ಸರ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಸರ್, ಇದು ಡಯಾಬಿಟಿಸ್ ಹೋಗುತ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ ಏನು ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ. ನೀನು ಹೆಂಡತಿ ಇದ್ದಾಳಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ, ಇದನ್ನು ಡಯಾಬಿಟಿಸ್ನು ನಿನ್ನ ಎರಡನೇ ಹೆಂಡತಿ ಇದ್ದಂಗೆ, ನೀನು ಇದು ನಿನ್ ಜೊತೆಗೇನೆ ಇರೋದು. ನೀನು ಹೇಗೆ ನಿನ್ನ ಹೆಂಡತಿನ ಕಾಳಜಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀಯ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ, ಇದನ್ನು ನೀನು ಜೀವನ ಪರ್ಯಂತವಾಗಿ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ನೋಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಿನ್ನ ಏನು ಆರೋಗ್ಯನೂ ಸರಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ನಿನ್ನ ಮನೆತನದ ಆರೋಗ್ಯನೂ ಸರಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ನಿನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಆರೋಗ್ಯನೂ ಸರಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ವೆದರ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ರೈಟ್ ಆರ್ ರಾಂಗ್ ಟು ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಟು ಡಯಾಬಿಟೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಎನಿ ಕ್ರಾನಿಕ್ ಡಿಸೀಸ್ ಟು ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ವೈಫ್. ನೀವೇ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ಸರ್. ಶೇಖರ್ ಸರ್.
ಸರ್ ನನ್ ಒಂದೇ ವೈಫ್ ಇರೋದು ಸರ್.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for Kalra sir. Sir, it's a beautiful, wonderful lecture. I have not heard like this lecture for a long time. Thank you very much, sir, for sharing, sir.
Yeah, we have heard Dr. Sanjay from the past many decades. Every talk, every next slide he makes is a new thing. That is the beauty of thing, Dr. Sanjay Kalra.
Sir, Sangram sir, I want to this recording of this for sir.
Yes,
I want to
definitely.
share with so many of my friends and all those things, sir. Definitely.
Sure. It is already available. We'll send it.
Yes, sir.
Now I request Dr. Suresh Sagrath for your concluding remarks. Dr. Suresh, I think he is also traveling. Everybody leaving the hospital, going to the home.
Dr. Kalra?
Yeah.
Scandinavian countries, the government ordinance is already out, especially in Norway, that they give it as prescription for social activities.
Yes.
Become a drug for them now in Norway.
So simple.
Conclude. Yes, sir. Before we conclude, we'll have a take-home message from Dr. Shekhar and Dr. Kalra.
For me, it has been a real fun. All my 7 sisters taken care of in the last 1 hour. So I didn't eat any food, so I saved so many calories. Then I was moving my legs and feet in between whenever I was talking about exercise. My stress is zero because I was amongst friends. And I don't have issue with lack of sleep. I enjoy sleeping a lot. So I didn't sleep during my lecture. I had social connectedness. So one of my major fears is that I will go off to sleep during my talk. I enjoy sleep so much. So, and the spirituality, being with everyone, that feeling of spirituality and connectedness is there. So for me, all the 7 sisters came to be with me in the last 1 hour.
That's fantastic. I would put 2 concepts here, for the senior people to smile at me and the junior colleagues to take it from me. When I started out, we used to tell them to go to a nutritionist. They come back with a big page and say, sir, I'm confused. 6 o'clock, 1 cup coffee, bar, 1 cup tea, bar. 8 o'clock, 3 dosas, bar, 5 idlis, etc. By 7:30 p.m., we would like to go to bar so that we'll drown our confusion. that made me think, and in psychology, there is a concept called as KISS principle. K-I-S principle. Keep it simple. That is the take home. Keep your advice and your prescription simple to the patient, because he or she has to live with it forever, as Professor Malingappa said. They have to live with it, live with the second wife for a very long time. Now, down the road, I have added one more S to it. Keep it KISS principle, not kissing. K-I-S-S principle. Keep it simple, stupid. The stupid is me. So I've changed my activity. That's my take-home message to you.
The holistic approach is very much important nowadays. That's a thing. Like practicing of yoga nidra, meditation. So that is playing an important role nowadays for everybody wants mind body regeneration.
Sir, I will tell you, a young boy, 14-year-old type 1, when it came to holistic activity, he asked me, Dr. Shekhar, when you write whole, W-H-O-L-E, we write. W-H-O-L-E. When we say holistic, it's H-O-L-I-S-T. Is it a whole? It's really funny, you know. English is a funny language. You don't write W-H-O-L-I-S-T. I see.
Gupta, anything you want to comment? Dr. Gupta?
You're asking me?
Yeah. Your take-home message, comment.
Yeah, the take-home message is this part is really, really important, rather more important than pharmacotherapy. And I always relish and, take time to listen to Dr. Kalra. So every patient, and there is one or two things to learn from him, and that really improves the patient's outcome.
Correct.
The way he counsel for the diet, that is very much important. That is remarkable from his side. Diet is one aspect.
No, everything, spirituality, religiosity, how he differentiates between spirituality and religions, it is great.
Dr. Sunil Gupta wants to have a concluding remarks. He's joining in 1 minute. Dr. Sunil Gupta is the president-elect RSSDI. He was held up in another meeting. Yeah, Dr. Sunil Gupta, please.
Yeah, good morning, everyone, and thank you very much, the whole state, API, and all the other organizations for this opportunity and honor. It's always a pleasure to see and listen to Dr. Sanjay Kalra, as well as we have other speakers and the panelists. Dr. Shekhar, I heard him recently in one of the meeting, and I was highly impressed. So, and of course, Vitul is one of the close associate as far as education is concerned. Today being a World Diabetes Day, so we certainly it's a pleasure and honor to meet every one of you. So this particular CME, which Dr. Biradar you have organized, was very much needed, because this is one of the area which has never been addressed too often in most of the meetings when we organize. But this is a learning for us also in the next scientific program in Bangalore meeting, that we should be giving little importance. And there's another aspect of it. There is one word which is very popular, which I love to talk on and discuss on, is glycemic happiness. So glycemic happiness, glycemic happiness. So how to make people happy is another important aspect of life of we always talk about ABC, A1C, blood pressure, LDL cholesterol, weight, diet, exercise. But hardly we talk how can we make a person smile despite having diabetes and multiple doses of insulin and other things. So I feel this is one aspect which you have picked up and a rare topic, which I really congratulate you. And we have basically picked up the theme, and this theme itself has a very, very broad kind of area which can be covered. But behavioral disorder, diabetes distress, these are the things which are now coming more and more often. And same is true not only for in the general society, but also for the people with diabetes. And we should really be including these things for the benefit of the our own clinicians, our own family physicians, consultants, super consultants, as well as which will ultimately will end up with the benefit to the needy and the people with diabetes across. So this is a part of actually education. So today also we had covered one of the program in the morning, which was through All India Radio Vivid Bharati, and that was on the same topic of wellness and also importance of positivity in the workplace. So there are two themes which IDF has addressed. We also had one of the Prega talk which I got held up till 8:15, 8:20, and that was on pregnancy diabetes Prega talk, which we already have conducted in different languages, including Kannada. But this time we had in English because it was 14th of November, and we had our IDF President-elect, Dr. Nita Pal, who was the chief guest on the occasion, along with Dr. Seshaya. So these kind of programs are very much needed, and I'm really happy to be here with all of you. And we should have more and more such programs in future. And thank you very much once again, because this is the first meeting with Karnataka which I'm doing after the election. So thank you very much for all your support and the guidance, and I'm really feeling obliged and overwhelmed to get your support and guidance. I'll need it. Dr. Shekhar, I'll talk to you for some scientific inputs for the future programs. And also Dr. Sangram, whenever you have something in your mind which is unique, Vitul always gives me some feedback here and there, but you people will be very much required. And Sanjay is one person who's always there, active in academics and the clinical science, and said anecdotes and some of the he must have quoted also some Mahabharata and Ramayana also. I'm not sure about it, but I was not there throughout the lecture, but he's always there to guide us. So we'll need your help in the Bangalore meeting very soon, and all the best to you. And I need your cooperation, guidance to the Bangalore team also for the next upcoming RSSDI. With this, I stop here, and thank you very much once again for keeping me here as one of your guests. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for sparing your valuable time in spite of your multiple commitments of back-to-back programs. Everybody is held up in one or the other way with the programs from morning till evening. So I thank all. Thank Dr. Sanjay, Dr. Shekhar, Dr. Vitul, and all the faculties and all the delegates who have joined. Thank you once again. Thank you one and all. Good night.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, Dr. Sanjay.
Good night,
you.
sir. Bye.